Hi there, everyone, and thank you for joining me today for our Coffee Talk TBSC. My name is Madison, and I'm the marketing coordinator here at the Business Software Center. If you ever need to get in touch with me, please email me info@businesssoftwarecenter.com or use the hashtag CoffeeTalkTBSC on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube. Now, as always, our Coffee Talks are every Tuesday at 3 p.m., and today's Coffee Talk is Sam versus Artificial Intelligence. Will you be replaced? Before I begin, I just do want to apologize that I will not be on camera today. My internet's running a bit slow, but if you ever need to get in touch with me and network at all, feel free to email me and I can send you my social media links. And also, before we begin, please keep in mind our questions and answers section is open on the right-hand side of the screen. If you're logged into Microsoft Teams, please feel free to drop me any Q&As, and I will be sure to respond to them towards the end of this session. So yes, we're going to go ahead and dive in and see Sam versus artificial intelligence. Will you be replaced? We noticed that there has been many changes brought into 2021, and this is primarily because the pandemic has shifted everything. The global IT industry has not slowed down, though, with this shift. With the increase of remote work and the need for businesses to operate even during a pandemic, we've noticed that IT industry has been booming, whether it's creating more cloud software or encouraging development on more artificial intelligence to simplify processes for businesses. And so the effects of this global IT movement throughout 2020 and 2021 is that there's been a shift in how the office runs and operates. Obviously, a lot of businesses are switching to hybrids or even phasing out the office altogether because there is now an increase of remote staff. And of course, there is the digital transformation, and that's not only with the current on-premise to cloud digital transformation, but that does incorporate artificial intelligence as well. So what I found interesting here is this Gartner survey. This was done on September 24th, 2020. So this was, during the pandemic in 2020. And the survey had over 200 businesses and IT professionals that participated. Now, 24% of these respondents saw an increase in their artificial intelligence investments, whereas 42 of them kept the same amount of artificial intelligence. Nothing really changed during the course of COVID-19. But it says here the projection is within the next 6 to 9 months, 75% of respondents will continue or start new AI initiatives as they move into the renew phase of their organization post-pandemic. So what that means is businesses are feeling the shift and they're starting to anticipate how the shift is going to ripple into their future endeavors. And so whether they continue to use artificial intelligence or they're still start to initiate more AI software is really up to them, but we can see 75% is a large number. So I would say it's kind of time to keep up with the change and certainly start incorporating some AI into your business practices. Now, why exactly choose artificial intelligence? Well, I don't want to scare anybody because artificial intelligence will not replace your jobs right away. Obviously, artificial intelligence is invented to help us and improve work performance and business practices. It's not here to simply replace everyone on the planet with computers. So one good reason to choose artificial intelligence is obviously to provide the flexibility for employees. And so what I mean by that is if you automate certain business tasks, that frees up your employees to do other things and devote their time to other situations. This is specific to mundane tasks or tasks that can be simplified through automation. This can also make tasks a lot easier as far as collecting data, and there would be little to no issues when collecting the data if it's done automatically. Typically, we find with manual work, there might be the human error aspect to collecting information. Now, of course, if you are working with customers or you want to improve the customer service experience, incorporating artificial intelligence is something that you should do because it improves the experience and has been shown to improve retention. So if you have a fast working website that has an automatic checkout system, of course, customers would prefer coming to you than having to do the manual process and waiting a few hours or even a few days to see that their order has been processed. Other advantages to artificial intelligence is, of course, revenue growth. So if your customer experience is on point and so is your retention growth, of course, your revenue is going to grow because of that. You're simplifying, you're streamlining, and that's making customers want to keep coming back and back to you. At the same time, you're not only streamlining the customer experience, but you're streamlining your business practices. So that could mean cutting out the middlemen behind the scenes in order to generate that revenue growth. And then with artificial intelligence, you can see cost optimization opportunities. Now, of course, cost optimization comes in various ways, whether that's just delegating tasks, moving around tasks, and putting manual versus automatic tasks in separate categories. But we do offer here at the Business Software Center our Smarter SaaS tool, which helps you cost optimize your Microsoft 365 usage. So there's certainly different products out there that can even train you and show you exactly where cost savings opportunities are, all through this automatic process. Now, what I find really interesting about artificial intelligence is it can create consistency. So basically what I mean by that is it will minimize business disruptions. And so what we saw here with the pandemic and COVID-19 is that many businesses had disruptions. And so in order to minimize those effects in the future, that's why we see that 75% from Gartner saying they're going to continue using AI or adopting more AI simply so their businesses won't continue to be disrupted just in case anything else were to happen. And so we can see that with especially cloud situation because employees turned to remote working strategies, a lot of businesses had to quickly shift from on-premise to the cloud. And so that could have easily been done through automation rather than through manual efforts, which some businesses had to do because they didn't really know the other options out there for them, and they didn't really plan accordingly for business disruptions. Now, of course, artificial intelligence is cloud compatible. We can see that a lot with the software that's being developed. A lot of software as a service is in the cloud, and what that means is month-to-month subscription-based models. So not only is it good for your business to have artificial intelligence just to simplify processes, but it's really good for your return on investment because you can decide when to flex your subscribers up and down every month, depending on what software you're purchasing. So I just want to go ahead and dive into artificial intelligence and SAM tools. And from my research, I would say that AI and SAM tools are broken down into two different categories, and that is specialized and generalized. And so what I mean by specialized is this is when specific and focused series of tasks are repeated on a regular basis. And generalized is this is when there are different tasks and with random variables affecting the decision. So I'm just going to go ahead and explain those a bit further here. So with specialized AI, that means by using key decision-making rules, the computer can make efficient procurement decisions faster and more reliably than a human manager. I kind of covered that a bit earlier just by making manual tasks automatic. So an example of this would be with SPLA reporting, where monthly subscription reports can be optimized for both compliance and cost efficiency. So typically we see one person is devoted to SPLA reporting. This might take them a few hours to a few days to do. And of course you might have the manual error, but if you have the artificial intelligence in place, you completely free up this employee. You don't have to worry about any errors, and your employee can go ahead and focus their time and energy on something else important for the business. And then, of course, we have the generalized artificial intelligence, which involves a negotiation, but there's variations of opinions and aspirations of the two parties. And so in order to come up with a solution, compromises have to be made. And unfortunately, AI finds this type of situation more challenging to address. And so an example of this would be in a support agreement negotiation for perpetual software licenses, where incomplete or conflicting data is being used. Such situations are problematic for AI. It's just too complex. Now, of course, the further we go with the development of artificial intelligence, this can certainly be something that is tweaked out or developed upon more. And we can see that with machine learning, they can learn on their own how to come up with solutions for this. But I mean, you really have to ask yourself as a business owner whether or not you could rely on AI to really do these human compromises. And so the next question that I have is, does this mean you'll be replaced by AI? And so I would say, and that's for the time being, no, you will not be replaced. You don't have to worry. I would say, though, it's important to change your responsibility and routine. So definitely don't stick with the same thing that you're doing right now. AI is here to help us. It's not here to necessarily challenge our jobs or take away our jobs. It's certainly here and developed for the purpose of benefiting the business. So of course, it would be less manual effort. And there are AI tools like SAM tools that can offer hybrid solutions where automatic reporting can provide accurate data for SAM managers to base their choices on. So I feel like it's just we're in the hybrid station right now, whether that's on-premise to the cloud, whether that's AI and manual work. We're just in this zone right now where everything is hybrid. And so I don't think that your job will be replaced in the next 10 years or so. Now, SAM managers to focus their efforts on strategic planning, ROI, benchmarking, and improved procurement processes. Those are certainly changes you can make to focus on and just let the artificial intelligence do those basic mundane tasks that don't really require a lot of thought or effort on your part. And of course, AI cannot be carried out without the power of a SAM manager. So I think these are all really good, valid points. Just to reiterate that your job is here to stay, certainly for the next 10 years. And with Smarter SaaS, I would say this is our smarter way of managing SaaS. Now, of course, this is a tool, if you're a SAM manager, that might just help you out substantially because it does the hybrid of some automation, but of course, we do provide the data for you to make the decisions on your own, and you can decide whether or not to automate these tasks. Now we can help show your usage for Microsoft 365 applications. We can help implement solutions such as subscription reharvesting. We can even show you exactly where your team needs training. And if you're interested in testing out this SAM tool, we do have a free health check, and essentially what that does is it benchmarks exactly where your business is at, and we can help get you from red to green really easily within this 10-minute setup. So if you want to sign up for that, it's available on our website, or you can download it for free through Microsoft Marketplace or AppSource. So at this time, what I'm going to do is just check and see if we have any questions coming in. Yes, I have some questions here. It says, I have one from an anonymous. It says, if SAM managers are not being replaced soon, then what other types of jobs are getting replaced by AI in the office or other? Well, I'm sure that you can start seeing this now, and I would say maybe within the next 10 years, they could be totally phased out altogether. But I think it really depends on the public opinion about the situation, whether the public pushes back, and simply just about business practices itself. I think each business has their option of choosing whether or not to fully automate tasks. And so we can see this today with different grocery stores like Tesco or Walmart. There are some cashiers, and then there are some artificial intelligence cashiers. So it really depends. I would say those are a couple different examples, but I can see, travel agencies certainly phasing out call centers. I mean, even call centers in general are being phased out and simply done through virtual texting or virtual chatting. So yeah, I would say those are a few different industries that might be affected, But I would say if you're a SAM manager, obviously you are working with software, and I don't necessarily think that this can be all switched to AI overnight. This is something that will need to be developed a lot further in order to really grasp the complexity of all the different types of software. But at the same time, there is a lot of nuances that a human can pick up that I don't think artificial intelligence at this state is necessarily capable of doing. I mean, I could be wrong, but based off of my research, I really don't think you have anything to worry about. Yes, I see a comment. It says, eventually when AI gets powerful enough, is it possible that we will be replaced? I mean, like I said earlier, it's possible, but the likelihood of that happening even within the next 5 years, I don't think so. I think we realized through COVID how important our workforce is and how adaptable we can be and how we can overcome really tough situations. And technology is simply here to help us be the best that we can be. It's an extension of ourselves. It's not a replacement. And I think that we don't have too much to worry about, especially because I don't think that a lot of businesses have especially smaller businesses have the funding to even afford this really advanced artificial intelligence, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I think that everything right now is stable. I would obviously just recommend keeping up with the change as best as you can, and maybe fuse some artificial intelligence just to make your job a little easier so you can focus on other tasks. So yeah, those are really good questions. Thank you. I do want to end my coffee talk today by just mentioning our next coffee talk is on the 9th of March, and this one is improving your team collaboration with Microsoft Teams. This is going to be more of like an educational video, so if you need to do any Teams training, feel free to get everyone signed up. It's free to do. I should have it done within 20 minutes or so. So yeah, feel free to sign up on Eventbrite, on LinkedIn, or even directly through our website, businesssoftwarecenter.com, which you can see right here. Alrighty, so at this time, I'm going to end my presentation. Thank you so much for joining me. And as always, feel free to reach out on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube with our hashtag CoffeeTalkTBSC.